संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा, ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी, वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे, परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ जय गीता माँ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर, शुभ संदेश हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, 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 गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna and welcome to the weekend interpretation session by Geeta Parivar. Let's begin the session with a prayer. The opening prayer will be rendered by Shruti Pandey Rehgaonkar ji. Shruti ji.
जय श्री कृष्ण। वसुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं योगेशं सच्चिदानन्दं वासुदेवं व्रजप्रियं धर्मसंस्थापकं वीरं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna. As is the tradition in all the sessions of Geeta Parivar, we light a diya before the start of any interpretation. And today's lighting will be done by Meenakshi Dwarkanath Kasarji. Meenakshi ji resides in Nasik and is a member of Geeta Parivar. She is a trainer in the online Geeta Santha work classes at different levels. She has keen interest in our heritage language, Sanskrit, and is working in the Bal Sanskar wing since last 10 years. Meenakshi ji, I request you to light the lamp.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरितैव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहं सकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः।
What a divine ambience. Thank you, Meenakshi ji. Now, our esteemed speaker for today needs no introduction. Studying the course of Advait Vedant Acharya from Chinmaya Vishwavidyapeeth in Kerala, she has memorized the whole Bhagavad Gita by shlok numbers in all the chapters. Creating poetry on the go is her forte. A sturdy supporting column of online Geeta Santha classes. Our own leader of the group coordinators, our own program coordinator, Kavita Verma Didi. We will be understanding the interpretation of 15th chapter, the first half interpretation of 15th chapter, the Yoga of the Supreme Being, today by her. Kavita Didi, the stage is all yours.
Thank you, Shweta Didi. Jai Shri Krishna to all of you. Sada Shiva Samarambham Vyasa Shankara Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Vande Guru Paramparam. Last Sunday, we have seen the 12th chapter, that was Bhakti Yoga. And today we will start our next chapter, that is Purushottam Yoga, 15th chapter. The word Purushottam stands for the Brahman. Don't misunderstand like this is a Purusha Nam Uttam, that is the Samasa. But it stands for the Purush, Param Purush, that is Brahman. So this Purushottam Yoga is really interesting, or it is really special with the view of philosophy of Advaita. So Advaita philosophy has given so many theories on this chapter, on this particular Purushottam Yoga chapter, because this Purushottam Yoga, this 15th chapter, reveals so many questions like ontological. We have metaphysical and ontological inquiries in Upanishads or in Bhagavad Gita. So this chapter is mostly cover all these kind of queries. What does it? What the meaning of this metaphysical? So we sometimes we think, when nothing was there in beginning in the world, then what was there? Or who came first in the existence? Who came first? Who made all this? Who created all this universe? Sometimes we have this question in our mind, and we just stop thinking because we are not able to find the answer. So this chapter will be talking like this also. So in our Rig Veda also there is Nasadiya Suktam. It's very famous. So many scientists have done the research on this Nasadiya Suktam. I will recite one line only. Nasadasit no sadasit tadanim nasit tajo no vyomna paroyat, and so on. So it means like not Sat was there, neither Asad was there, neither nor light, neither darkness. Even darkness was also not there in the beginning when this universe has created. That time, darkness was also not there. What was there? So it says in the in the end, Sadame Vidamagrasi, the only Sad was there in the beginning. Nothing was there. Even we don't believe that nothingness. In Buddhism, the Buddhist says that in beginning we had the darkness all around. All over the world, there was only the darkness. No akasha, nothing, no air, nothing was there, but darkness was there. Gudhatama, the deep darkness. But we don't believe. We believe Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. We don't believe on nothingness, but we believe that this word is complete, always complete. This word is filled with the Paramatman, Brahman, or Sad. Last Sunday, someone asked what is the meaning of some Sad. Om Tat Saditi. So, what is the meaning of Sat? So, Sat is the name of Paramatman, which was which exists in all three time zones. In the past, in beginning, it will be there for forever. It will be there. So, this is the Sat. So, Sat, which exists in all three time zones, that is Sat. Then the so many scientists have done the research on this Nasadiya Suktam, but unfortunately they are not able to find out the gist what the Nasadiya Suktam or this 15th chapter wants to say, because maybe they are searching this answer outside the world. But according to our scriptures, we should search these things inside. So even our Rishi Munis or our sages were sitting in the meditation, and they were able to tell you about the positions of the stars in the sky without any telescope. They didn't have any telescope, but they could able to find out the position of the stars. Where is the Jupiter, and what is the position of Shani, Uranus? Everything they were able to see by sitting in meditation, because we believe that whatever exists in this universe, this whole universe, whatever exists, everything is there inside us. So we believe that we have Atma inside us, and that Atma is not other than Paramatma. That's why we say Tat Tvamasi, that thou art. Tat, again the word Tat came. Om Tat Saditi, Om Tat Saditi, the Tat word came. See, this Tat word means again the indicator of the Paramatman. The Tat is the pronoun, and pronoun is used for everything. Similarly, like it can be used for Paramatman as well as the all the human creatures. So it indicates that this Paramatma is everywhere. So Tattvamasi. And Atman is not other than Paramatman. So whatever exists in this world, that is Paramatman, and the same the Atman also exists everywhere. So we can know everything. Just we have to look inside, and we can know everything. So that the 15th chapter is very interesting. It reveals the untold questions, unanswered questions. It will tell about. So the first shloka, we will begin with this first shloka. So the Paramatman, if we know the Paramatman, we will become the knower of all. So the first shloka will start with this thought. ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित्. Very strange shloka. Actually, this is the first one of the most favorite shloka of mine. So I will tell like Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakam. Urdhva Moolam, the tree, it talks about the tree of the Sansara, or the tree of this world. How this tree is? So now generally tree has the roots below and the branches above, but this is something special, something strange. This tree has its above roots above and the branches below. Really vichitra, you know, how to describe about this, we even don't know. So this is the literal meaning, but we will not take this literal meaning. We will see the philosophy behind it. But before, we will see one example like our body. I will share the screen. Wait. So like we have this our body. Okay. So this is the question mark we have. This question mark, and then this is something like our body. This is our forehead, and then this backbone. So suppose it is the end of our backbone, and now you see this forehead has three nadis or three pulses. These are the Ingla nadi, Pingla nadi, and Sushumna nadi. So Ingla and Pingla are here in your forehead, and Sushumna goes from forehead till the end of your backbone. So if Sushumna nadi will not work or will stop working, then the bottom part of your body will also stop working. So the Sushumna nadi is the controller of your body. Similarly, in the vriksha, in the tree, if we will see, if the roots will not get proper water, sunshine, etc., then the entire vriksha, the entire tree will dry. So the mool, urdhva moola, the mool is the roots are the controller of all the entire tree. Similarly, the mind is a controller of entire tree, and mind is above in the body, and your branches, your legs, your hands are below. So your mind is above, and so this is similar to this sansar vriksha. Now we'll see the philosophical meaning. this what the philosophical meaning is, what the Lord exactly wants to say. Urdhva Moolam. This Urdhva word doesn't mean above, but higher, Shresht, Utkrisht, or great, or Mahan, whatever you say. So the Brahman, the main cause of this word is Shresht. So this word is made of Prakriti or Ajnana, but the main cause, the indirect cause of this word is Brahman only, because the Brahman is only entity is accepted by the uh, Advaita Vedanta. They believe in oneness, that there is only one entity, that is Brahman. So they just believe in Brahman. So the indirect cause of this entire universe is the Brahman. So Urdhva Mula means the it just Urdhva word. This Urdhva word that denotes the greatness of the Brahman. Like we say, sometimes we say to our children, okay, you get higher marks. It doesn't mean you go to the next floor of your college building and get higher marks. We just want to say you get good marks. So that goodness is denoted by the higher marks. So similarly here, the higher word denotes the goodness. Similarly here, the urdhvam, the above this word denotes the greatness of that Paramatman. So he's just saying the Sansar Vraksha, which it has its mool or roots above, means the Paramatman, the main cause of this entire world, is very shresht. It's very excellent, great. That's all. Then Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam. Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam. Shakam means the branches of the trees are downwards. So how it is possible? Because normally the shakha goes up. Shakha goes upwards. How is saying downwards? So it means that if you follow the worldly things, like the worldly objects, the mundane things, I should have this new mobile phone, I should have this new home, I should have beauty, etc. So many worldly things we have. So if we will run behind these things, we will just waste our time. The main aim or the goal of our life is to achieve that perfection or to get liberated. But if we will run behind these objects, these earthly objects, we will not get it. What is liberation? That is the happiness only. So everything, see, you just think now in your mind, this is the practical example. You just think what you want. If you want money, for what you want this money? You want this money to get new clothes, to show off your friends, then you will get happiness. You want food for happiness. Everything whatever we want for happiness only we want. So ultimate goal is happiness only. So when we run behind these worldly objects, we will never get this happiness, but we think that maybe one day I will get this happiness from this object. But we are not understanding this, and we just go behind it, and we waste whole life. Sometimes we are not wasting like some people. We are sitting here to learn Geeta, so that is our stage is different maybe. Then Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam. Adhashakam, that's why it is saying Adhashakam, because the shakhas is the word. The in Sansar Vriksha, you imagine what is the branches, what are the branches? The branches are the word. So if you will go behind the word, it will lead you to the failure, because you will not be able to achieve your perfection, achieve the happiness what you actually want. Urdhva Moolam Adhashakam. Then Ashwatham Prahuravyayam. Ashwatham. So this Ashwatham word has two meanings. One is the people tree, the tree of people, and one another is Shohana Tishtati iti Ashwatha. We'll see later. So first we will see the people tree. So what is the philosophy behind this people tree? So people tree usually worshipped by us, right? We usually worship this people tree. So it indicates that this people tree now here is this people tree is the word. So we should worship this word as we worship this people tree. Now worshipping the word, what is the mean? So this it means that we should serve the word. We should do some seva for others, not for us, but we should do something for others. Like in our Geeta classes, if you observe, there are hundred and thousands of volunteers you can see, and they are not getting any appreciation, anything, but they are doing this work for day and night. Why they are doing? They are doing something for the others. They want to do it for their sadhana. So they are doing this work without seeking anything, without they don't want anything, but they are doing this Gita classes for as a technical assistant, as a main trainer, or as a group coordinator. They are joining us, and they are doing this great work. So this Ashwatha means that we should also serve something. We should also do some seva of this samsara, because this is created by Lord Himself. So if creator of the samsara is Lord, so if we love Lord, we should love this samsara also. Then Ashwatham Prahuravyayam. Ashwatham, the next meaning of Ashwatham, Shohana Tishtati iti Ashwatha, which will not remain as it is tomorrow. Tomorrow maybe it will destroy. So everything in this world will get destroyed. Even this body will get destroyed after some years. Everything, like we have mobile, we will buy new mobile, and then that will also break down, or something will happen with that mobile, and we will just change the mobile. Similarly, this whole world is destructible. Ashwatham means this word is destructible. Shana tishtati, which will not remain tomorrow as it is. That is Ashwatham. Then for Ashwatham, I would like to tell you four kind of pralaya. So in Advaita Vedanta, or in the philosophy, we accept four kind of pralaya. So one, so I will tell you Nitya Pralay, Naimittik Pralay, Atyantik Pralay, and fourth one is the Prakrit Pralay. So first is Nitya Pralay. Nitya Pralay means daily so many people get birth, so many people will die. So that is Nitya Pralay. What happens daily? Even one ideology of Advaita Vedanta, they just believe that whenever we sleep, we just enter in the Shushupti Avastha, and around 2 o'clock maybe sometimes, and when we go enter in the Sushupti Avastha, our body is not there. Like whatever we see, this body is lying down in front of us. That is our illusion or bhram. Like in darkness, sometimes we misunderstood rope as a snake. That is not a snake. We think it seems us to a snake because of illusion, because of darkness. Similarly, when we enter in Sushupti Avastha, for others, our body becomes illusion, fake. That is not real. So this is a one branch of Advaita Vedanta. They accept this thing. But then we have another thing, another ideologies also. So Nitya Pralay we have talked about. Then Naimittik Pralay. So Naimittik Pralay, we have four yugas: Sat Yug, Treta Yug, Dwapar Yug, and Kal Yug. So these are the four yugas, and then when the four yugas come 1,000 times, means it becomes 4 4,000 yugas are equal to one kalpa. So it is one kalpa has 4,000 yugas, and the one kalpa is equal to the 1 day of Brahma. So when the 1 day of Brahma completes, or the 4,000 of yugas complete, then this pralay happens. That is naimittic pralay, where all three lokas will get dissolved in the Brahman. So this is a naimittic pralay. So we should have this counting in our mind. It's a large number. We can't even imagine the 4 yugas, and then 1,000 times this 4 yugas comes, and then we have this naimittic pralay. It's difficult to understand. Then we have Atyantik Pralay. Atyantik Pralay is a moksha. Like you can have the example of many sages who got liberated before. So just a liberation is a Atyantik Pralay. The person who get the Gyan, who get the purified mind, and then the Gyan, and then the Gyan will destroy his Agyan, his illusion will be destroyed by the knowledge of Brahman. That person who knows the Brahman, yes sarva, yes sarvaved, that person will become one with the Brahman. So that is the Atyantik Pralay. Like a water, where you mix the water with the sea. You just put the water in sea, then you cannot get again that water. So that water particular particle you cannot get again, because it will become one with the sea. Similarly, the person who get liberated becomes one with the Brahman. So that is Atyantik Pralay. That first is Nitya, then Naimittik, and then Atyantik. The fourth one is the Prakrit Pralay, the most dangerous Pralay. So in Prakrit Pralay, everything get dissolved. In Naimittik Pralay, only three lokas will get dissolved, right? The three lokas. But in Prakrit Pralay, everything, even the Prithvi, the Jal, water. So first, everything becomes water. For so many years, 100 years, if everything around us becomes water, and this then process, then the water will change into agni or fire. So everything is there around us, that is fire only fire. Then the fire will change into the air. So everything is air, and then it becomes ether or akash. And then the akash also dissolve into illusion. Now you think, where is akash? Nothing is there. This space is akash, this is ether. And this ether will also get dissolved in the illusion, and that mahat prakriti, this prakriti, which is the main cause of this whole entire world, that will also become get dissolved into the Brahman. So that is the Prakrit Pralaya. Will not go in deep because it's a higher knowledge. We should have some basic first, but it's a really interesting. So these four kind of pralay, why I told it, because they are to show that ashwatham prahuravyayam. Ashwatham, this word is destructible. It will not remain as it is forever. It will change. Then also the verse says ashwatham prahuravyayam, then avyayam. Avyayam means this word is a cycle of death and birth. Things are made and then they destroy. So this cycle will continuously will go on. So that is the avyayam. Then chandamsi yasya parnani. Chandamsi means Vedas. Vedas are the leaves of this sansar vriksha. Vedas are the leaf, means the green leaves are the Vedas. So if we follow the Vedas, the karma which are described in Vedas, if we follow as it is, we will get happiness, the temporary happiness, not that bliss, but temporary happiness we can get by following the Vedas. Chandamsi yasya parnani, but we will not become Vedvid. Who will become Vedvid? Yes, tam Ved, yaha tam Ved. Tam Veda means that Brahman. Who knows that Brahman? Yes, tam Veda. Who knows that Brahman becomes Vedavid. Yes, tam Veda sa Vedavid. That person will become Vedavid, not the knower of Veda. The Vedvit means the knower of Veda, but even we know the all the Vedas, but we will not become Vedvit until we will know the that Brahman. So becoming the Vedvit, first we should understand, we should know the Brahman. That is the meaning. Yastam Veda sa Vedavid. Even in 14th chapter, Lord will tell, Param bhuya pravakshyami jnananang jnanamuttamam. The jnana of Veda or the knowledge of Veda is the knowledge of samsara. So this is the samsaric knowledge or mundane knowledge. But we have to know the Param bhuya pravakshyami, that Param jnana, jnananang jnana uttamam, the muttam jnanam, the great jnanam, that is different from this samsaric, that from this mundane knowledge. That param jnana is different. Then we will see the next verse. Adhaschordham prasritastasya shakha gura pravriddha vishaya pravalaha adhashtamulanyanu karmanubandhini manushya. Now we will see the branches, where these branches are going on. So adhascha urdhvam. Adhash means below, urdhvam means upwards. So these branches, some branches are going upwards, some branches are going downwards, some branches are still going straight. So here we have to connect three things. So these branches, and then we have three gunas. Adhashchordham prasritastasya shakha. These three branches, these three kind of branches, some are up, some are down, some are straight. And then prasritastasya shakha, these shakhas are prasrita. And then gura pravriddha vishaya pravalaha. These shakhas are controlled by the gunas. Gura pravriddha vishaya pravala, guna pravriddha. So what is these gunas? So in Bhagavad Gita or in our philosophy, we accept three types of gunas. Sattvic gun, rajasic and tamasic gun. Sattva, raj and tam. So sattvic, so we also say this three alities, sattvic, rajasic and tamasic. So first one is sattvic. Sattvic means you are doing meditation, you are doing worships, and you are following your duties well. So that is your sattvic guna, and sattvic guna leads you to the upwards. So the branches which are going up, these are followed by sattvic guna. Then we have rajasic guna, and we have 14 lokas as well. So we'll see later. So next we will see the rajasic guna. Rajasic guna, you are so much active and you are performing your karma. You are doing so many activities for your own desires. To fulfill your desires, you are doing so many karma that belongs to rajasic ality. So rajasic people are go straight. So what is the meaning of straight? We will see. And then we have tamasic. Tamasic means full laziness, no knowledge, nothing, darkness, no need to do anything, just eating and sleeping. That is the tamasic. So sattvic, rajasic and tamasic we have. Then we have 14 lokas. 6 are the above and 6 lokas. Okay. Yes, 8 lokas are the above and one is the Manushya loka. Then we have some lokas below. So if you will follow the sattvic ality, like doing dhyana, doing meditation, doing seva, etc., then you will get those upper lokas like Swarg Loka, Yaksha, or all these things. And if you will follow the Rajasikality, you will get the Manushya Shariram or this Mrityu Loka, Martya Lokam. And if you follow the Tamasikality, you will get in like Tiryak Yonis. Tiryak Yonis like which has six uh, feet, yes, which has 6 feet. So like the insects, all insects are the Tiryak Yoni. So, so if you want to become Manushya, you have to do Sattvic and Rajasic karma. So the Sattvic karma and Rajasic karma and Tamasic karma. Adhashtodvam prasitastasya shakha gura pravriddha vishaya pravalaha. So these branches are followed by the gunas. If you are follow what guna you are following, according to that, you will get the other lives. So even we have so many yonis here. So Dev Yoni, Pitra Yoni, Manushya Yoni, Tiryak Yoni, what we have talked about. So only this Manushya Yoni is something different from all other yonis. Why? Why it is so different? Even devas also sometimes want to become Manushya, want to become human being. Why? Because this human being has the power or has the right to do karma, to perform karma, and by doing good karma they can get more punya, they can gain more punya, and they can get urdhva lokas like sargloka. So we the manushas, the human beings can become devata as well by doing good karma. So a story like we have a very beautiful story, so we can understand this better. So story of King Yayati. So King Yayati had five children, five sons: Puru, Yadu, Turvas, and Anudumnu. So these are the four sons of Yayati. So the first one is Yadu. So the Sri Krishna belongs to Yadu. That's why Sri Krishna is called as Yadu Vamshi. Yadu. So once the Yayati got cursed by his father-in-law because he did Gandharv Vivah, or he did love marriage, we can say. He has a wife, but still he did a love marriage with another girl. So his father-in-law cursed him that you will become Napumsak now. So okay, he became Napumsak from that time. Then his wife Devyani requested to her father, that, oh father, okay, you cursed him, that's okay, but now I will also suffer with that. So just please do something good for me, at least for me, not for him. So he said, okay, Yayati, you can take Yauvan or youthfulness from your one of your sons. So he asked all his sons who will give his age to him. So young age to him. So first he asked Yadu. Yadu answered that no, I will not give. He just denied. So he cursed Yadu that you will never become a king. Even you are elders and elder brother, but you will never become a king. And your son and your sons of son, no one will become the king. That's why later Sri Krishna never became king because of this shrap, because of this curse by the Yadu, by the Yadu, yeah, Yayati. Then one of his son gave his Yauvana to Yayati. Then Yayati enjoyed all his life, and for years he enjoyed. But later he realized that now I should do some tapa. I should perform some austerity, religious austerity. I am bored, and I don't think I will get happiness ever. So he just returned his child, his youthfulness, and then he went for the tap. He has performed a lot of tap, lot of austerity, and even so many apsaras came. And why apsaras were coming? Because we have this thought that only the manushya, only the the human beings have the right to perform karma and gain the punya. So the Yayati was performing karma and gaining the punya. And this is a rule. If one has the punya uh, more than the Indra's punya, then that person will become Indra, and the current Indra has to leave the post of Indra. So Indra is the post, not the person. So that current person has to leave the post of Indra. So Indra always sending the Apsara to break the concentration of the sages, the Yajati. Otherwise, Yajati can become the Indra. So, but after some times, he has gained so many punyas, and now he was capable to go with the body and go to the Swarglok with the body. So Indra was very clever, and he said, okay. He invited Yayati once that come to Swargloka. We have some talk, and he started talking with the Yayati. He just asked how you gain this much punya. Just tell about your story, something. And then he said, okay, I will tell you story. And then he started telling his story. I have done this, I have done this. So many apsaras came, but I was immovable. All these conditions I have, like everything. He just started praising himself. He just appreciated himself a lot. And as he was appreciating, praising himself, his punyas get decreased. And the king, the Indra started laughing and said that, okay, now your punyas has decreased and you are no more capable to stay in the Swargloka. Now you just get out from this Swargloka. This is my Swargloka. The Yajati realized, yes, I praised myself. I had this aham bhava, I-ness, mindness. That's why I lost my punyas. He requested Indra, okay, I'm going to the earth again, but please send me somewhere where all around there are good people or good persons, so that I can do it again. I can gain the punyas again. And he has done again same tapa, and he has gained again the same punya. So this story is just to indicate that you are the person, you have the all abilities in your hand. If you have failed once, that doesn't mean you will never get passed, but you can pass anytime. So the manushya, the human being has this power of karma through performing the actions, and we can perform the actions, we can get punyas, we can even become the devatas. Whatever we want, just think about your desire, you can get that. So that is the story. So why I told this, because adhashtodham prasritastasya shakha gura pravriddha vishaya pravalaha gura pravriddha. So always follow the sattvic and rajasic qualities, don't follow tamasic, because the sattvic quality, if you are sattvic person, you are rajasic person, you can do all everything. Nothing is impossible for you, because you are the manushya, you are the human being, and you can do anything. Adhashtodham prasitastasya shakha gura pravriddha vishaya pravalaha adhashtamulani anusantatani karmanubandhini manushya loke. Then these gunas bind us with this word. Then how we will get free? So we'll see in next sloka. Narupamasyeha tathopalabhyate nanto na chadir na cha sampratishtha ashwathaminam suvirodhamulam asanga shastrena didhena chitva. Narupamasya, this word, this sansar tree, this word tree has no roop. Then Narupamasyeha, it has no root, nanto na chadir, na chasam na anto. It has no end, na cha adir, and also it has no beginning. Nacha sam pratishtha. It has no resting place. Now it has nothing. Then how to cut off? From where I should cut off this tree? This question raised. Then Ashwathaminam Suvirudhamulam. This Ashwatham, this tree of people, has very Suvirudhamulam. Its roots are very strong. Then we need a sword very strong. What is that? Asanga Shastrain, the Shastra, the sword of Asang, detachment or non-attachment, can cut this tree. Asanga Shastrain, Dridhena Chitva. We can cut off this tree by the Shastra of this Asanga or this Vairagya or this detachment, non-attachment towards the worldly things. Then after cutting off this tree, what we should do? Tataf padantat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha tamiva chadyam purusham prapadye yataf pravrittif prasrita purani. Okay, so it is saying like tataf padam. After this, after cutting this vriksha, we should person should seek refuge in God, should not refuse in this seek refuge in word, because this word will crush you down only. It will not help you ever, but this you should take refuge in Lord. He's saying tataf padantat parimaridavyam. Then yasmin gatana nivartanti bhuyaha. Once a person goes there, that person will never return again. What does it mean? How to understand? Like I have given the sea water example with the sea. When water mix up with the sea, then we cannot get those particle again. Similarly, if a person will become one with the Brahman, then he will never become the person again. That is the meaning. So you should always seek the refuge in the Lord. Then we have this verse, we have this in Hindi, we have चाह गई चिंता मिटी मनवा बेपरवाह, उनको क्या चाहिए जो चाहन के साह. So if you don't have any desire, you just have desire to get the Lord, you will not feel anything. So the gunas, the three gunas, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic qualities will not be able to bind you. So that person will become like निर्माण मोहाजित संग दोषा अध्यात्म नित्या विनिवृत्त कामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुख दुःख संज्ञैर् गच्छन्त्यमूढाः पदमव्ययम् तत् निर्माण मोहा. That person is free from vanity. Nirman, man means vanity, and moha, the delusion. The person is free from vanity and delusion. And nirman moha jit sang dosha. That person has the victory, and this person has the control over the senses and all the attachments. So so no one, like sometimes in morning we want to wake up at 5 o'clock, but our mind says, okay, just sleep for 5 minutes. Okay, next 5 minutes, more 5 minutes. Then we listen to that mind. Why we listen? Because we want comfort. We want something from this word. But if you don't want anything from this word, then mind will say you will get this, you will get comfort, you will get this. You will not listen it because you don't want anything except Lord. You have only one thought, that is Lord, that all the bhaktas had done. Then Adhyatma Nitya, we always think, that person always thinks about the Atma, and Vinivratta Kama, he has no desires. Dvandvair Vimukta, then that person, they are liberated from the all opposites, like all sorrows and pains, and his mind state is equal in all the sorrows, and even the unfavorable circumstances will come, he will be stable. So Dvandvair Vimukta Sukh Dukh Sangyai, in Sukh, in Dukh, forever he is stable. Dvandvair Vimukta Sukh Dukh Sangyai Gachantyamudha Padamavyayantat. So these worldly object doesn't has any sukh and any dukh, but we have sukh and dukh inside. Even we have sukh only, dukh is the illusion. Dukh is the our agyan, we should say. So Dvandvai Vimukta Sukh Dukh Sangyai. If you ask your kid get some groceries from the market, how he will react, like, oh, I'm so tired, I will not go, and like this. But if his friend will ask to let's play cricket for some time, that kid will be very excited at that time. Why? Because he has very interest in playing cricket, but he doesn't has interest in to buying the groceries from the shop. So when we had always thinking about the Lord, we should always, when we are always we always think about the Lord. We don't think about the attachments or this word or this worldly things. We become one with the one with the Lord, and we don't think about these dvandva opposites. So we become vimukta from this dvandva, free from this opposites. Gachantyamudha padamapyayantam. That kind of person will get that that parampad. That parampad, like what kind of parampad it is? So natad bhasayati suryo na shashanko na pavakaha yadgatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. So nor sun can light up that place, neither Shashanka moon, and nor that Pavaka Agni. No, nothing, no one can light up that place, because that place it itself a light. We have in Vedant Sat Chid Anand. Sat Chid Anand. Sat we have discussed. Chit means the Prakash. So this Brahma is the Prakash. Now, if the Brahma is himself is a Prakash, then how you will light up with the other Prakash, other Surya or Chandrama? No, no one can light up that place. Tadhama Paramam Mama, that kind of place is the Lord has. Then sometimes we ask that who came this word first, how we got birth. So this question arises so many times. Now in next verse we have the answer. Mamaivamsho jiva loke jiva bhutas sanatanaha manashasthani indriyani prakritisthani karshati. So this first, the jivatma or atma is the sanatana. Sanatana means it has no birth. We are here. We exist in all three time durations. So we don't have any birth. That's all. So we don't have to find out when we got birth. So our body get destroyed and it get new birth. Then again it will die. Then it will again get new birth. So this atma has no birth, etc. Mamaivansho jivaloke. Then we have sharidam yadavapnoti yattapyutkramati गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते. So if you don't get liberated from this life, then what will happen with you? You will get new birth. You will get new birth. Then all the sanskaras, whatever we do in whole life, everything becomes our habit, and these habits becomes our sanskara or tendencies. So as a form of tendencies, our current sharira, we have three types of sharira. So one of the sharira is current sharira, and current sharira carries all these spiritual knowledge and whatever we have gained to the next life. So we have seen so many times a little child can recite whole Bhagavad Gita. Even in this life, he has never learned before, but he is able to recite all the shlokas because he may have learned in previous life, and his current sharira carries from one life to another life. So that's why we have the example of Valmiki, who was the thief, and just immediately he became a sant, he became a sage, because before, in beginning, he had no environment like that. But as he got the environment, his sanskara, his tendencies of previous life became active, and he became a sage. Same with the Tulsidas ji. So how this current Sharira carries all these tendencies? Shari Vayur Gandha Nivashayat, like air carries the fragrance from flower to another place, from one place to another place. Similarly, this this current Sharira also carries the tendencies from one body to another body. So if you have learned the Bhagavad Gita, you have understood the Bhagavad Gita little bit even. So in next life, we will start learning from there only. Whatever we have learned, this will go with us. Not chemistry, physics, bio, but only Bhagavad Gita and all spiritual knowledge. Then उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढा नानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषा. Then he will describe the two types of people: one who knows Brahman, one who knows that Brahma is apart from this gunas, and one who doesn't know this reality that Brahman is apart from this gunas. So that people are called vimudha, who doesn't know, and who knows, that is jnani. So we'll see next chapter, next Sunday, and next session, Yatanto Yogina Shanam, and the most favorite shloka, Sarvasya Chaham. So everything will come next Sunday, will carry. For question answers, so many people has asked the question. I would like to invite Ashu Bhaiya here. Yeah, he is here. So you can ask your questions. You just raise your hands and you can ask. Okay. Ashu Bhaiya is there.
Yes, I am here.
Yeah. So you, first Pratiksha ji, I think you have raised your hand. Please ask your question.
How does Bhagavad Gita help us to achieve whatever we want in life?
You are not audible.
I cannot hear you, Pratiksha. Can you be louder?
How does Bhagavad Gita help us in life?
I think you remove the headphone and talk by mobile. Try it. Your volume is not audible. You disconnect it.
Bhagavad Gita helps us achieve something in life.
Bhagavad Gita helps in all the ways to achieve everything in the life, because it clarifies our views, what to do, what not to do, how to do, what we should be our angle to see the things when we comply to something. So it actually doesn't tell us exactly what to do, but it just give us torch so we can see everything clearly. And when we see everything clearly, we can walk confidently. That is the main gist of your question.
And one more question. What is the main goal of Bhagavad Gita?
Main goal?
Like main thing of Bhagavad Gita. Why is Bhagavad Gita there?
Actually, it depends in what context you want to read Bhagavad Gita. For one, be successful in every field of life. That may be the gist of Gita. For one, to be a winner in every field of life. That can be gist of Bhagavad Gita. But how Krishna says it, he says, Bhakta stetiva me priya. To get the love of God, to be near to God, to do bhakti of God, to achieve Bhagavad Prapti. That is the ultimate aim of Bhagavad Gita.
Deen Dayal ji, please ask your question. Please unmute your mic.
It is unmuted. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
डॉक्टर
Yes.
आशु जी, प्रश्न हिंदी में पूछ सकता हूँ
बिल्कुल
सेशन, क्योंकि जी जब सात्विक कर्म, राजस कर्म और तामस कर्मों के बारे में कुछ एक्सप्लेन किया मैडम कविता जी ने, बहुत अच्छा लगा। अभी फिलहाल के लिए कोई प्रकार का जप जो गुरु जी ने बता रखा हो, उस जप को यदि गुप्त रखना हो, क्योंकि जप को गुरु जी ने बताया कि गुप्त धन है, किंतु उसको सात्विक रूप में कैसे किया जाए?
नहीं तो गुप्त रखने में सात्विक में क्या बाधा आती है? गुप्त रखने से ही वो सात्विक है ना। अगर गुप्त नहीं रखा तो राजसिक हो जाएगा। मैं कितना जप करता हूं ये सबको पता होने से वो राजसिक हो जाता है, और मैं कितना जप करता हूं ये किसी को बतलाता नहीं, जताता नहीं, वो सात्विक होता है।
बहुत अच्छा समझ आया। इसके अलावा सात्विक का और भी कोई कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स, और भी कोई इसका?
अब वो उसके लिए आपको 17वें अध्याय का जब विवेचन करेंगे ना, तो उसमें सात्विक, राजस, तामस जब बतलाए, तो 17वें अध्याय में आप सुनिएगा। 17वें अध्याय।
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर। जय श्री कृष्ण।
जय श्री कृष्ण।
पुष्पा जी, please ask your question. Yeah. Please unmute your mic. Okay. Pramod Thakur ji.
Radhe Radhe, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I want to ask that what is the purpose of the Vedic studies?
See, Veda is just a manuscript, how we should live our life, how we should live our life peacefully, how we should live our life successfully, how we should pray God, how we should see God, how we should achieve God. So Veda is about everything. So when you do the Vedic study, it depends on what subject you are choosing, because Vedic study is too vast. Like if you say I want to study science, so one asks you what science. If you want to study bio, if you want to study chemistry, or if you want to do physics, so there are only three, or astrophysics and everything. There are many kinds of, like, so similarly in Vedic studies we have thousands and thousands of studies. So what study you want to do, that will serve your purpose.
Yeah, sir, and one more question. From where the Aswatha grass, means that banyan tree, gets its nourishment? I
didn't get you. Please repeat.
Sir, today we read about that chapter number 15. I want to ask that from where this Ashwatha tree, means the banyan tree, get its nourishment?
From where?
Actually, in third shloka, Krishna says, it is not the actual tree. I just told you as a example of it. It is not actual tree. Narupamasyeha tatopalabhyate. It is not like banyan tree. I just told you to understand this. It has a root upwards and it has a downwards. So it is just a way to explain, because it has no start and it has no end. One tree has a particular start, and on the particular height it will end. But this tree I am explaining to you, it has no starting point, and it is also doesn't have any ending point. So where it gets nourishment is out of question from there. Otherwise, all the nourishment, everything in the universe, it is only one nourishment, one energy, one truth. That is what?
Brahma.
Pushpa ji.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Karuna ji.
हाँ, मैं जानना चाहती थी वेद और उपनिषद में अंतर क्या है?
वेदों का सार उपनिषद है और उपनिषदों का सार गीता है, क्योंकि वेद बहुत बड़े हैं, तो वेदों को एक सामान्य व्यक्ति के द्वारा ग्रहण करना मुश्किल है। वेदों का सार उपनिषद और उपनिषदों का सार गीता।
वेद में तो जैसा मैंने सुना है वेदों में तो कर्म कांड है और उपनिषद में थ्योरी है।
ऐसा नहीं है, वेदों में सब कुछ है। कर्मकांड यजुर्वेद के एक भाग में।
अच्छा अच्छा, एक और है 10वां श्लोक जो उन्होंने करवाया अभी, उत्क्रामंतं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढ़ा नानु पश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञान चक्षुषः। विमूढ़ा नानु पश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञान चक्षुषः ये तो समझ में आ गया, पर उत्क्रामंतं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं, इसमें मुझे समझ भी नहीं आया। क्या वर्ड्स के भी मीनिंग्स नहीं समझी मैं।
ओके,
उत्क्रामंतं स्थितं वापि।
यस, आई गॉट यू।
हाँ,
उत्क्रामंतम, शरीर को छोड़कर जाते हुए। उत्क्रामंतम, जो ऊपर की ओर उठ रहा है। उत्क्रामंतम, ऊपर की ओर जाते हुए, तो शरीर को छोड़कर जाते हुए और शरीर में स्थित हुए, शरीर के अंदर रहते हुए और विषयों को भोगते हुए, विषयों को भोगते समय और इन तीनों गुणों से युक्त हुए भी अज्ञानी जन नहीं जानते। ये तीनों बातों को अज्ञानी नहीं समझता। अज्ञानी को नहीं पता कि शरीर मर रहा है, आत्मा जिंदा है, शरीर भोजन कर रहा है, मैं नहीं कर रहा, ये अज्ञानी नहीं समझता। लेकिन ज्ञानी इन बातों को ऐसे ही समझता है कि शरीर कर रहा है, ये बातें गुणों में बरत रही है। जैसे मैं भोजन पचा रहा हूं ऐसा मुझे नहीं लगता, लेकिन मैं भोजन खा रहा हूं ऐसा मुझे लगता है। तो पचाना जैसे क्रिया है वैसे खाना भी क्रिया है शरीर की। ये जिसको समझ में आ जाता है वो ज्ञानी।
थैंक यू भैया।
Okay, Vaishali ji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
जय श्री कृष्ण।
I also want to learn the Vedas. From where to start and how to start.
Very soon, near Pune, our Gurudev, Swami Govind Dev Giri Ji Maharaj, is establishing a Vedic university where everybody can study the Vedas. So you just wait for it. It has the opening in September last year, but due to Corona, it got postponed. So after everything just settle up in few months, it will be started.
How we will get the information?
You can visit dharmashri.org. Dharmashri.org. Somebody will type it. Somebody will type in the message.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Durga ji.
Hello.
Ji.
It is a pleasure to listen to Kavita. And I have a question from yesterday's session, Dr. Goyal ji. In chapter 15, slok 7, you were talking about the word sanadana. Is this word, first I would like to know the meaning in English. And sanadana, is that the same as equal to sanadana dharma as well?
Yeah, it is same. Sanatan means which was never born. It is unborn. It doesn't have any start. It was always there.
Okay.
It was not started on some time by some man or some way. It was always. So it is Sanatan. So God is Sanatan, and that similarly we say our dharma is a Sanatan dharma. As our God is Sanatan, our dharma is also Sanatan. It was never started.
Thank you. Another question is, last Saturday, Sri Sanjay Malpani's lecture said that one should work with heart and mind. I understand this.
One should
work with heart and mind.
Okay.
Okay. This is what is passion, as we call it in workplace. When I work like this, but people around me, they work only with their mind. And might be I end up in a situation where I give the fruit of all my work to someone else, where I remain passive. Am I being right?
I got it. Actually, that's why Krishna says in second chapter, Karmanne vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. We have only right in our karma. We don't have right in the phala. He doesn't say do it without phala. It says Karmanne vadikaraste. We have right to do the karma. Ma phaleshu kadachana. Never in the phala. Never in the fruits. So sometimes what we do, we don't get our expectations, but sometimes we do very little and we get a lot. Both thing happens with everyone. We make a lot of effort, but in return we get very less. We do very less effort, but we get return very high. So it always have the past karmas fall with us. So in past karmas, because of our prarabdha, so sometimes we don't get as we expected. It may be more, it may be less. So it is because of prarabdha.
One last question to Kavita ji. Last week you were talking that you said that one who don't take effort for monetary gain is close to God, and such person is priya to him. Okay, but if I am not making any effort, then am I not going away from my duty as the person who should bring in support to the family?
Making effort, I just wanted to say the making effort for your own desire. So you should make the efforts, you should put the efforts, but not for your own desire, but to serve this world or for the sake of Lord. That is the meaning. So you should do your karma, as Ashwi also mentioned.
It doesn't mean that I don't earn money. It doesn't mean that. I need to. I mean to earn my livelihood. If I will not earn my livelihood, how I will live, how my family will survive. That is my duty to earn. But earning more and more, and earning it anyway. To fulfill our desire, because I want a big car, I want a Mercedes, I want to I want a big building, I want a building in a very posh colony. So I do it a lot effort, and I give my whole effort and mind to the monetary things only. That was the purpose, to do the livelihood things. That is our duties. Krishna says you cannot ignore your karma, you cannot ignore your duties. That is the first. And that is why Krishna said all this Geeta to Arjuna. Na? Arjuna was what Arjuna was saying. मैं चला जाता हूँ and I take the moksha. I'll take the sannyasa. Krishna said, no, you cannot take sannyasa. Do the duty first. Here you are appointed to fight. You cannot go run from here and you will wear the orange clothes and you will say, I am a sannyasi. No, you cannot do that. You have to fight first. So living your duties is never allowed by Krishna to anyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yes, Vishalji.
Thank you. I just wanted to ask, we have got a reference of Brahma and we understood that he's only creator and he was only the one who we understood as a entity who was exists. Is there any also a reference of Vishnu and Mahesha? Because we always know as Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesha. So just interested to know about Vishnu and Mahesha is also a reference there in further in the Bhagavad Gita.
In Bhagavad Gita only, Krishna says, I am the Bharta of all. Bharta means to fulfill every need. So Brahma creates the universe, but Vishnu is the one who fulfills all the needs of every creature. So Vishnu is the Bharta, and Shiva is the Sanghara. Shiva is the destroyer. A destroyer, not in negative meaning, but on a certain pralaya, when Brahma completes his age of 100 years, then this universe ends with him. So that job goes to Shiva. So that is written at so many places in Upanishads and Purans.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question that what is the meaning of Adashchordvam?
Kavita, will you want to explain? He's a sweet kid.
कविता दीदी आपका म्यूट है. कविता दीदी अनम्यूट कीजिएगा.
Adashchordvam. Adash means downwards. Cha urdhvam. Downwards and upwards. Urdhvam means upwards. Adash means downwards. So downwards and upwards. Adashchordvam. Top and bottom.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anybody else, or we should finish?
I think Pushpa ji and some other people have, but they are not able to unmute themselves, so we can end the meeting. For Shweta ji.
Ji. Thank you so much, Kavita Didi, for such clear and deep interpretation into the first half of 15th chapter, where we understood that we seek the eternal bliss, but it cannot be achieved by pursuing material desires of the world. And you explained it so well with the example of Ayyayati. And thank you, Ashubhaya, for clarifying the doubts of everyone. Now we will end this with the closing prayer, which will be rendered by Paramji Bhairwal. Paramji?
Shweta Didi, Paramji is not here. Can you please recite the prayer?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yogesham Satchidanandam Vasudevam Rajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Viram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna.